Coming up on Hoosier Sports Night, Indiana football's woes continue.
And Evan Kamikow joins us in the studio to talk about a player flying under the radar for the men's basketball team. This is Hoosier Sports Night.
Hello and welcome to Hoosier Sports Night. I'm Samantha Condra.
And I'm Hank Joseph. Samantha, the Indiana Pacers tip off tonight. How excited are you for the upcoming season?
You know, I'm not that excited, but you're a Hawks fan. Are you excited for the Hawks season?
I am very excited. My expectations are through the roof, which means terrible things.
Awesome. Indiana football is on a 4-game skid after their 38-33 loss to the Maryland Terrapins on Saturday. Our Riley Woodall has more on the Hoosiers' continued struggles on game day and the changes that need to be made with 5 games left in the regular season.
So close and yet so far. The Indiana football team lost their 4th game of the season to the Maryland Terrapins on Saturday, 38-33.
Proud of our guys for playing hard and thing sticks out to me is -3 turnover margin. So turn the ball over 3 times and not get any takeaways really was the difference in the game. So played good enough and well enough to win, but not in those areas. So that's what it comes down to, in my opinion.
2 of those turnovers came on the opening drives of both halves, with a third on a potential game-winning drive, as the offensive struggles continue to plague the Hoosiers.
We work so hard on ball security every single day and to get a helmet on the ball, and so it's just, it's just frustrating without question. But you got to do a better job protecting the football, and it's just takeaways, big deal on defense, and protecting the ball is a huge deal on offense.
Indiana finally got over the hump of playing a consistent 60 minutes, but critical plays given up on defense in the 4th quarter cost the Hoosiers, and they just couldn't finish the game.
Yeah, there's definitely a feeling when we get on a roll, everyone knows. And we were on a roll on that last drive before the fumble, and we were going to go score and win the game. I think we got to be able to finish more in the red zone.
Well, I haven't had this type of pattern continue like this. It's just hard to put a finger on. Obviously we've changed so many different things practice-wise and trying to emphasize the strong starts, and they've been big things that have given up points. But to me, it's just about having just a finishing mindset, finishing mentality, and we had ourselves in a position to do that, and we didn't do it. So that's what makes us really, really disappointing.
Indiana has all the tools to win football games, but time will tell if they can actually put it all together and execute with 5 games left in the season, as the tough road to bowl eligibility slips more out of reach. From Bloomington, Riley Woodall, IUS TV Sports.
The Hoosiers dropped to 3-4 on the season and will look to get back on track as they head to Piscataway to take on the 3-3 Rutgers Scarlet Knights this weekend. Kickoff is at noon, and be sure to follow IUS TV Sports for all in-game updates.
Now joining us at the desk is none other than Evan Kamikow. Evan, the Hoosiers play in Las Vegas this year. Is IUS TV Sports going to pay for our flights out?
Well, considering that I went to Portland last year and IUS TV Sports did pay for our flight there, I think they might pay for our flights to Vegas, but at the same time, after the last time I woke up in Vegas, I don't know if I could go back.
And that's going to be a really long car ride out there, and we have a lot of long ones ahead of us already.
I mean, we're going to get to know each other so well.
I think we might be able to become best friends.
I don't know. Did we? Are we?
I think we did. Wait, what's your favorite color? 1, 2, 3,
Blue.
red.
Okay, maybe not. Sam, I'm sorry. Maybe we have the same color, but enough of that. Let's jump right into basketball. That's why I'm here anyway. The Indiana Hoosiers men's basketball team comes into this season ranked 13 in the preseason AP poll. While the most people have their eyes on stars Trace Jackson Davis, Xavier Johnson, and Race Thompson, there's one player I truly believe could elevate this Hoosiers squad going into the season. Enter NCAA tournament breakout player Jordan Geronimo.
You may have seen his dunks, but now you know Jordan Geronimo's name after his breakout game last season in the first 4 against Wyoming.
It was a playing game, like trying to get the March Madness. It was a lot of hype to the game, and, you know, I love the hype. Just coming with the mindset, it's like, you know, it's do or die here, you know what I mean? Like, I have to win this game. And just going in with that kind of mindset just gave me that extra boost.
After scoring 15 points against the Cowboys and 9 against St. Mary's in the round of 64, Geronimo is ready to take his game to the next level.
I'm going to try to play as a 3 this year, and it's going to happen for sure. So working on perimeter skills, decision-making, catch and shoot threes. Also, like, I don't want to, you know, forget, you know, being a forward. So I've worked on some post moves and, you know, spacing stuff.
He shot the ball well last year. He played well last year. He did what he was supposed to do. And I think that he's built out a role for himself. He knows he's going to get in the game. Every game he knows he's going to go out there, get offensive rebounds, make dirty plays. I'm really excited for him to make that jump to like the 3-4.
In Geronimo's first season with the Hoosiers, he played a total of 21 games and only had 47 points. In his second season, 35 games and 148 points, a big jump from year 1 to 2. But that's not what's catching his teammates' eyes. It's his work ethic and energy off the court that's really got the team going.
You know, and I love the energy when he comes in the game. He boosts me up. You know, I be tired when he comes in just a little bit. So, I mean, he gives the whole team energy.
I love the hype. I'm a big energy person. Like, I'm a battery. So sometimes I practice, you know, if it's like quiet, I'm like, come on guys, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, let's go, let's pick it up. But just trying to be vocal. You know what I mean? Just trying to be supportive to my teammates.
Now as an upperclassman, Geronimo will help lead the 13th ranked Hoosiers as they take the court for the first time on November 7th against Morehead State. From Assembly Hall, Evan Kamikow, IUSTV Sports.
So interestingly enough, if Geronimo would get ample time at the 3, he would be the starting forward, the small forward, but that was Miller Kopp last year. We all know Miller Kopp's shooting woes throughout last season, so could we be seeing a change? Possibly, but we'll have a lot more basketball updates as everything's going to be revealed within a couple of weeks. So make sure to follow along with all of our basketball beat teams to get you ready at home for this season. Hank, Sam?
Thanks, Evan. The Indiana men's soccer team got back on track last Friday in Big Ten play, defeating number 25 Penn State 4-2. Our IUSTV reporter Aiden Mattel has more.
Indiana gains their second conference win of the season against Penn State at home, winning by a final score of 4-2. The Hoosiers came out strong in the first half as they outshot Penn State 6-1. Joey Mayer opened up scoring early in the 5th minute to give Indiana the lead. Penn State did not back down as they equalized the match in the 18th minute. Shortly after, the Hoosiers regained the lead as Brett Beebe scored in the 20th minute.
And Nick has a good throw, so he cheated us like a corner almost, so we've been connecting pretty well. It worked out tonight, worked a couple of games ago, so yeah, we work on it a lot in training.
Indiana kept the momentum and pressure rolling in the second half as they scored twice in the 48th minute and 64th minute thanks to Ryan Rittenbrick and Herbert Enderwood. Indiana was able to come away with the win thanks to key players like Ryan Rittenbrick and Brett Beebe.
Really happy for Witt. He's had a tremendous growth, and that left foot's come through reps and reps and reps. Which many defenses don't. You know, he's feeling it. He is in the zone, as you call it, right now. Confident. What you want a fifth-year senior. He's scored the goals. He's feeling it. He's dangerous most every time he gets it. And now that he can go in and out, he's hard. He just has that little gift to just get you unbalanced, and he attacks your front foot so well. And defenders at that point are, unless there's good cover, and that once that cover comes, then he's got a slip ball. And if obviously they over-rotate to the end line, then he's got the right foot, which has obviously been magical for us with him as well. So.
The Hoosiers' defense fought throughout, maintaining their lead in the second half until the final buzzer rang. For IUSTV Sports, I'm Aiden Mattel.
And with their win over Wisconsin on Tuesday, the Hoosiers are in first place for the regular season conference title. However, their deciding match will not be until Maryland comes to Bloomington on October 30th. Up next for men's soccer is a rivalry match against number 2 Kentucky on Saturday. So be sure to follow along with IUSTV Sports as this season comes down to the wire.
The IU men's golf team traveled down to Vero Beach, Florida to compete in the Quail Valley Collegiate Invitational, where junior Drew Salyers picked up his first tournament win of the season. Salyers was the low medalist by 1 stroke after he finished off 2 straight 65 7-unders with the final round 69 to end his tournament at 17 under. This was a personal best for Salyers and only the second time a Hoosier secured a 3-round score under 200. This was his 8th top 10 finish in his 3 seasons at Indiana. The fifth-year senior was the only other Hoosier to finish the tournament under par with 3 straight rounds, breaking par, resulting in a total score of 4 under par. The men's golf team will wrap up their fall regular season schedule at the Williams Cup in North Carolina this weekend.
The women's field hockey team had a tough weekend on the road against number 10 Michigan and Michigan State. In Friday's game against the Wolverines, Indiana's defense was strong in the first quarter, forcing a scoreless period, as sophomore goalkeeper Arabella Loveridge led the way with 3 saves in the span of 3 minutes. Unfortunately, despite their best efforts, Michigan's offense was just too strong and took the 6-0 win. On Sunday, the Hoosiers had a standoff match with the Spartans, resulting in an overtime period. Indiana's Megan Dillon headed the offense with 3 shots on goal, but they weren't able to capitalize on any of those. Michigan State sealed the win with a penalty corner goal in overtime. The team has another packed weekend with home games against Ohio State on Friday and Ohio on Sunday. Follow along with IUS TV sports reporters Kennedy Recklow, Zeke Shapiro, and William Stewart for more updates.
Coming up after the break, we crown this week's Hoosier Highlight Athlete of the Week.
And Indiana volleyball hosts Purdue in a historic match. This is Hoosier Sports Night.
Welcome back to Hoosier Sports Night.
Joining us in studio for this week's Hoosier Highlight is IUS TV sports reporter Ashley Voss. Ashley?
Thanks, Samantha and Hank. Our Hoosier Highlight Athlete of the Week is Indiana men's golfer Drew Salyers. Last weekend, Salyers tied the school record for the lowest 36-hole score at the Quail Valley Collegiate Invitational in Vero Beach, Florida. Salyers shot 14 under par, scoring 130 over 2 rounds. His performance matches the last record set by Jeff Overton in 2003 and then again in 2005. Salyers shot 7 birdies and an eagle in the opening round, followed by a bogey-free second round. The final round of the tournament saw Salyers shoot a 69. His total score of 17 under par made him the second Hoosier in program history to shoot under 200 on a 54-hole scorecard. His outstanding performance earned him first place overall in the tournament, making it his 8th top 10 finish of his career and 2nd first place finish. And we cannot wait to see number 10. With all these birdies, I have no doubt Salyers will continue to fly by the competition. That's all for this week's Hoosier Highlight. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Ashley. Over the weekend, the Indiana Hoosiers volleyball team took on the number 9 ranked Purdue Boilermakers in a jam-packed Wilkinson Hall. IUS TV sports reporter Andy Manzer has the recap.
An absolutely electric crowd filled up Wilkinson Hall as the number 9 ranked Purdue Boilermakers took on their in-state rival, the Indiana Hoosiers. After 5 hard-fought sets, the Boilermakers came out victorious, winning 3-2.
I thought it was a great match. Awesome environment tonight at home. I thought the crowd was great. Love the student section. Obviously, it's a top 10 team. You're battling. We're still a little bit wounded. I was really proud of the kids' effort. I thought we played really hard. Did a lot of really good things and just came up a little bit short in the 5th.
The Hoosiers fought hard the entire match, even going up 2-1. But Purdue showed why they're the number 9 team in the nation, and they came back winning 2 straight sets to come out victorious against their historic rival.
I was just really proud of the effort. That's a really good team. You know, they're 15-2 on the year, and we were toe for toe, like battling the whole way with them. So I don't think it's miles between us and them. I think it's feet, and I think it's just the kids got to keep growing up and keep competing.
The Hoosiers' attack was led by Maddie Saris, who recorded 16 kills. Defensively, Savannah Colhe stood out. She denied Purdue, recording 5 blocks. Despite the loss, the Hoosiers have plenty to build off of for their next match. For IUS TV Sports, this is Andy Manzer.
The loss to the Boilermakers was the Hoosiers' 20th straight defeat to the in-state rival. The Hoosiers would go on to win their next matchup against Michigan State 3-2. The Hoosiers will be on the road this weekend as they travel up to Michigan this Friday and take on the number 25 ranked Wolverines and over to Michigan State to face the Spartans on Sunday.
IU women's soccer played in the Battle of the Golden Boot this past Sunday against Purdue, tying the game with 2 apiece. This was the closest the Hoosiers have come to winning a Big Ten conference matchup. IUS-TV women's soccer beat reporter Kelsey Dennehy has the scoop on what arguably the Hoosiers' best performance thus far.
The Indiana women's soccer team took a 2-2 draw against the Purdue Boilermakers in the battle for the Golden Boot. Anna Bennett and Olivia Smith scored back-to-back goals at the end of the first half, the first goals the Hoosiers have seen against any opponent since September 1st.
Today was probably our best overall performance of the season in terms of just mentality and creating chances, and we just, obviously you scored twice, we should win the game, and we didn't, and we probably should have scored another one. So
these offensive struggles made for emotional goal celebrations for the entire squad and coaching staff throughout the game.
We haven't rewarded ourselves, and we haven't put our forwards in enough positions to score. So I felt their emotion. I think how they celebrated that goal, it's like we won a national championship, right? But I think that comes from just that desire, and I think it tells a lot about this team going through this phase to celebrate a goal like that and to play a game like this. So again, I'm so proud of them, and it's just tough.
The goals and the competitive edge brought to the match by the Hoosiers are the product of a few changes made by the coaching staff, hoping to finish the season off on a stronger note.
I think we're kind of changing a little bit of the way we want to play, the way we want to attack, the way we want to score goals instead of waiting till after the season. We kind of made a plan of maybe tweaking a little bit of how we play and maybe go away a little bit from my initial how I see the game and maybe do what's needed right now with this team, and that's kind of what we want to build going forward. So we started kind of layering that foundation in and getting people maybe one step ahead of going into next season.
Indiana will have just 2 more opportunities to secure a Big Ten conference win before their season comes to a close. The next one being this Thursday against the Maryland Terrapins with a 7 p.m. kickoff here in Bloomington. From Bill Armstrong Stadium, I'm Kelsey Dennehy, IUS-TV Sports.
Indiana will face off in their last home matchup against the Maryland Terrapins tomorrow at 7 p.m. Follow along with Kelsey Dennehy, Ryan Costello, and Josie Broyles for game updates and more.
The Indiana men's tennis team competed in the ITA Ohio Valley Regional Championships over the weekend. In singles, freshman Sam Landau made some noise as he defeated Jubert Klopper of Vanderbilt, the number 59 ranked singles player in the nation. Jagger Saylor defeated Vineet Ramesh 6-4, 6-1 and was the only Hoosier to advance to the round of 16. Additionally, Patrick Fletchall, Luka Vukovic, Michael Andre, and Sam Landau all reached the round of 32 in singles play. In doubles, Luke Bullier and Sam Landau had a big-time performance in the round of 16 to defeat the number 1 double seeds of Francisco Rocha and Oscar Brostrom. And up next for the men's tennis team will compete in the Notre Dame Invitational starting this Friday.
The women's golf team traveled down to West Point, Mississippi this past weekend to compete in the Ally 2022 tournament. They finished in 9th place out of 11 teams. The lowest hitting Hoosier was junior Dominika Berdova, who continued her successful season with another top 10, placing 9th overall with a 219, 3 over par through 3 rounds. Berdova shook off a rough start in round 1 and shot 2 straight 71s to end her tournament. The top 10 finish marked the 3rd time in 4 events an IU golfer has finished in the top 10 of the individual rankings. Indiana's final tournament of the fall season will be at the Old Stone Intercollegiate in Bowling Green, Kentucky on October 24th and 25th.
The Hoosiers cross-country teams were back again this past weekend in Wisconsin for the Nutty Comb Invite. The Hoosier men started the day by placing 28th as a team. Top finishers for the Hoosiers included Gabriel Sanchez, Camden Marshall, and the top finisher for the Hoosiers was Jake Gebhardt, finishing 69th out of 245 runners. The Hoosier women continued the day, finishing 25th as a team, with top finishers including Mariah Wirrell, Maddie Dalton, and leading the Hoosiers was Sarah Schmidt, finishing 43rd. The Hoosiers cross-country teams are back in action Friday, October 28th in Ann Arbor, Michigan for the Big Ten Championships.
And that's our show for the week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at IUSTV Sports to keep up with all the latest in IU athletics. For our production crew behind us, I'm Hank Joseph.
And I'm Samantha Condra. We'll see you next week.